Hey, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the final weather for Weather Geeks of the summer season here in 2015. Autumn is set to get underway at about 4:21, 4:22 tomorrow morning. It kind of depends on what source you look at. Some sources say 4:22, some say 4:21. You know, we're talking a minute here, it doesn't really matter. It'll be when most of us are sleeping that autumn officially begins tomorrow morning. Real quick look at the sunrise and sunset times as we head into autumn. Tomorrow morning, the sun is up at 7:11 and setting at 7:18. We actually don't get the equal uh, day and night until a few days later here on the 26th. 7:14 a.m. sunrise, 7:13 p.m. sunset for 11 hours and 59 minutes and 29 seconds of daylight. So there's a little bit of a lag there, and I could kind of go into the reasons, but they're a little bit complicated. Just know that in a few days we will have about 12 hours of daylight. And notice, again, we're losing about 2 minutes and 42 seconds of daylight per day now. That's a pretty rapid pace. And that pace will continue into October. Then the pace will start to slow a little bit as we go into late October, November, and into December as well. All right, it was another beautiful day today and smooth sailing tonight. Might have to watch for a little bit of fog tonight. Otherwise, sunshine will rule the day again tomorrow. And it's just a great weather pattern we're in, even though, of course, we do need the rain. So take a look at the country as a whole. Here's the satellite picture showing some clouds in the middle of the country and down along the east coast. Take off the satellite. Here's the radar. Showers and storms out across parts of the plain states, parts of Florida as well. But otherwise, yeah, it's just a quiet weather evening pretty much from coast to coast. Temperatures, well, it's hot in Texas, no surprise. It's cool up in New England. It's only in the 50s in much of New England, and we reached the lower and mid 70s here today. We've cooled off a few degrees since then, and it'll be another very comfortable night tonight, down to about 50. That's about average for this time of the year. Those averages are falling quickly. It's hard to keep up with them sometimes. Sometimes I look and it catches me by surprise. Oh, the average low is down to 49 now, and it just seems to come out of nowhere at this time of the year. So it's one of those things you got to watch out for. All right, real quick scan of the next few days. Just going to hit the highlights here because the weather obviously is pretty quiet. So we go into tomorrow. Here's the setup across the country. Front out here in the middle of the country, showers and maybe some thunder there. We're going to keep an eye on what's going on with this low off the coast of the southeast. This may or may not become some sort of a tropical system. Whether it does or not, it doesn't really matter. The impacts are the same. It's going to bring some cloudy, blustery, chilly, damp weather to the Outer Banks of North Carolina, down to Myrtle Beach. Parts of Florida will be unsettled as we go towards the end of the week. Here's Friday. Yeah, Friday. More unsettled weather down there, but our weather at the end of the week will be dominated by this high up over Hudson Bay. Look how chilly the air will be up in Canada with that high. Yeah, that's snow up in far northeastern Canada. So the snow, relatively speaking, not that far away. Now, as we go into the weekend, here's Saturday. I do think that as this moisture starts to creep up the East Coast, it's going to be a little bit of a battle between that and this big high up over New England. And I do think that the rain stays to our south, but I think some of these clouds can try to get funneled in like this over the weekend, so we might not have quite as pristine of a sky over the course of the weekend as we have right now. Could be some clouds mixed in with the sun here again on Sunday with rain perhaps as nearby as the mountains of West Virginia. This is quite a pressure gradient setting up Sunday along the mid-Atlantic coast. Big, strong high up there and this emerging low down here. That's going to be an ugly, ugly day Sunday in Norfolk and Virginia Beach and places such as Cape Hatteras. Yikes, that's not a fun day at all. But again, our weather smooth sailing through the weekend. When's it going to rain here? Here's the GFS for a week from today, still showing no rain. We've got a dry 7-day forecast and, maybe till the middle of next week. And maybe even beyond that before we see rain. Here's the 30th. This is next Wednesday. GFS shows a front coming through that day. European model actually has it the day before. So sometime middle of next week, it may finally rain once again. All right, as far as the longer range, let's take a look at October, and we're going to look at the CFS here, Climate Forecast System. 4 different ensembles making up this forecast. That's why there's 4 boxes on here. So basically you're looking at 4 different kind of runs of the same model. As we look at the first 5 days of October, a lot of warmth here, a lot of red on the map, no matter what box you're looking at here. So I think October is going to start with more above average temperatures. Then as we go deeper into October, here's the second 5-day chunk of October, so this is roughly the 5th through the 10th. One of the ensembles here has a cool shot coming down into the middle of the country. This one over here has it warm, this one has it warm, and this one has it warm. So odds are probably still favoring a warmer than average pattern for the second week of October, if the CFS has the right idea. As we get beyond that and into deeper into October, there's still a pretty good signal here for a lot of warm weather. This model here has cool, but the other three have warm. So, I think it's going to be a real nice first half of October, and this is good news for the fall foliage season. Cool nights, but not too cold, and warm, dry days are great for the fall color. Without a lot of wind and not a lot of rain, that's a good recipe for vibrant colors. So look for a pretty good fall foliage season, I think. I'll have more on the foliage throughout the next couple of days. I'll have a little piece that runs on WFMJ tomorrow morning, Wednesday morning. Be sure and check that out. All right, eclipse this weekend, Sunday evening. EricWFMJ.com, my weather blog. I've got a full breakdown I posted yesterday on this. Here's one of the graphics from that blog post. Here's what you need to know. This starts at about 8:11, but you really won't see much until at least 9. And then the peak, the total eclipse, is roughly from 10:11 through about 11:23. So you've got a good hour where the moon will appear red, and if the sky stays clear enough, and I suspect it will, it might be close with some high clouds pushing in, but I don't expect a real dense overcast. This should be a really, really great total lunar eclipse. Rare thing around here, and we haven't had a total lunar eclipse visible here when there's a supermoon, when the moon is at its closest point in its orbit to the Earth, since 1982. So it's been a while. Real neat treat coming up Sunday evening. All right, that is the Tuesday evening weather for Weather Geeks. Thanks for sticking with me this evening. I'll see you tonight on 21 News at 11. Have a great night.